What happens when a nobody gets a real taste for power? Not a noble hero or brilliant scientist, but a desperate, street-level thief who stumbles into the kind of darkness that even gods fear. Today, we're peeling back the layers on Parker Robbins, a man who stole a demon's cloak and became one of the most dangerous crime lords in the Marvel Universe, the Hood. Welcome back to Marvel Echoes Resonance. I'm Will, and today we're going to talk about Parker Robbins. To really get the Hood, you have to understand that he wasn't born in a lab or forged on Asgard. He was created by writer Brian K. Vaughan and artist Kyle Holtz way back in 2002 for Marvel's grittier, more adult-oriented Max comics. And his origin was as grimy and desperate as they come. Picture this. Parker's a small-time crook in New York City. He's not an evil, in a mustache-twirling Dr. Doom kind of way. He's just trapped. As a father myself, I can't imagine the pressure he was under. His own father is gone, his mother is in a psychiatric facility he can barely afford, and his girlfriend Sarah is pregnant. He's drowning in obligation, and his only lifeline is petty crime alongside his cousin, John King. He's a character born from pure desperation. One night, chasing a tip for a big score, Parker and John break into a warehouse. But instead of finding cash or jewels, they find a demonic ritual. And in the center of it, a creature in a red cloak and boots, a Nisanti demon. In a moment of pure panic and instinct, Parker shoots it. And as it lies there, seemingly dead, he does what any thief does. He doesn't call the police, he doesn't run away screaming, he takes the loot. He grabs the cloak and the boots and bolts. And right there, that's the echo that defines his entire life. His power isn't a gift. It wasn't bestowed upon him for virtue. It was stolen in a dark, dirty warehouse. Almost immediately, he discovers the items are magical. The boots let him walk on air, and the cloak makes him invisible as long as he holds his breath. For a man who has felt powerless of his whole life, this is everything. But what does he do with these incredible powers? He doesn't become a hero. No. On his very first outing, a diamond heist, he accidentally shoots and kills a police officer. There's no turning back from that. He's a villain from day one, not by choice, but by the consequence of his own flawed actions. But here's where the story gets a whole lot darker. The cloak isn't just a magical invisibility blanket. It's a conduit, a direct line to one of the most powerful and malevolent beings in the Marvel cosmos, the dreaded Dormammu, ruler of the Dark Dimension. It's like finding the One Ring in the Lord of the Rings. It promises power, but it whispers poison into your ear, twisting your desires until they're no longer your own. At first, Parker thinks he's in control. The power corrupts him, sure, but he believes it's his power. He uses it to build a criminal empire in the power vacuum left after the superhero Civil War. He gathers an army of C-list and D-list villains, gives them resources, and makes them a legitimate threat. He's ruthless, exemplified by his brutal public assault on the hero Tigra, just to send a message. He becomes a Kingpin, a real player in the underworld. But all along, it's Dormammu pulling the strings, feeding his ambition, and slowly, piece by piece, taking over his soul. So that's the sinister origin. Parker Robbins isn't the type to stay in the minor leagues. His story truly explodes during the Dark Reign era. Now, if you've listened to our Century episode, you'll know that this was a wild, upside-down time in the Marvel Universe where Norman Osborn, like we talked about, the Green Goblin, was in charge of global security. It was like putting the Joker in charge of the Justice League. It was a time of villains in high places, and who does Osborn recruit for his secret villainous council, the Cabal? Well, none other than the Hood. This is Parker's peak. He's no longer just a crime lord. He's a legitimate power broker working alongside figures like Dr. Doom and Loki. He has an army of resurrected supervillains at his command, all thanks to Dormammu's magic. But the higher he climbs, the more of himself he loses. He's haunted by the family he's trying to protect but constantly pushing away, and he's losing the battle for his own body. This culminates in him making a play for the ultimate magical power. He tries to kill Doctor Strange to become the new Sorcerer Supreme. It's the height of his hubris, and it's a plan orchestrated entirely by Dormammu, of course. This leads directly to his fall during the Siege of Asgard. In the final battle, Dormammu is banished from his body and from Earth, leaving Parker completely powerless. Just a man again. He's arrested, imprisoned, and forced to confront his crimes, most powerfully when Tigra visits him in jail. Not for revenge, but to let him know his wife has learned the truth and his family is gone forever. For a man who claimed he did it all for them, that's the ultimate defeat. But Parker Robbins is a cockroach. He survives. After getting out of prison, he spends years chasing the high again. He tries to assemble the Infinity Stones. He rebuilds his syndicate. He makes deals with other dark forces. He is defined by his relentless, desperate pursuit of power that he lost. And that brings us to where he is today, in the modern era. In the most fitting echo of his origin, Parker has made another demonic pact, but this time, he's gone for the big one. He's managed to usurp a spirit of vengeance, becoming the new, terrifying Ghost Rider. It's the ultimate expression of his character, a man so consumed by his hunger for power that he would steal the devil's own fury to make it his. He's a cautionary tale, a perpetual echo that first fateful decision in a dark warehouse. When you're desperate enough, you'll take anything, no matter the cost. So I'll leave you with this question. Is Parker Robbins a true capital V villain, driven by pure evil? Or is he a tragic figure, a man whose understandable desperation made him the perfect vessel for a darkness he could never hope to control? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for listening to this episode of Marvel Echoes. If you enjoyed the deep dive, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any of our episodes. Leaving a like and a comment really helps the channel grow, and we love hearing from you. And for more content, including articles, infographics, and everything we discussed today, make sure you visit our website in the links below. Till next time, true believers, make mine Marvel.